Hey everyone, welcome. This is Robert Hiley with Freedom Team and EasyHouseInvesting.com. Welcome. I've got another deal to share with you here. I've got a very special guest. I've got Charles Williams from Coldwell Banker. Hello, Charles.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Charles, thanks so much for getting on this call with me. I know it's right after the holidays here, but when a hot deal comes along, you make time. That's what I love about you.
Oh, no problem.
Hey Charles, so this deal we were looking at, this is, I think, one of your superpowers is this property was sitting on the MLS, and it's in a gated community and it just wasn't getting a lot of attention. But then when we started to run the comps on this, we started to see the real potential for this property here. Um, and with the CMA you sent me and these recent comps, I wanted to talk about some of these comps here and also this neighborhood. What a lot of people don't realize is that in this particular area, they've seen recently as much as a 6% appreciation. And it's also one of the nicest areas in Las Vegas and Henderson. This, I think, is the Green Valley subdivision. Is that right?
Correct. It's called the Fountains in Green Valley.
Yes, super nice. There's like $1 million homes in there, and one of the things that I think when we were talking about it was you were mentioning that a lot of the properties here, one of the reasons that people are not getting top dollar for their properties is that they've lived in them since maybe late 80s, and then they're turning around selling them with like zero updating.
Correct. Yes, they've been living in the homes for a while, and the homes are still, I mean, there's a lot of them doesn't, they're nice and clean homes, but there's not a lot of updating going on with the homes when they
Right.
put them on the market.
Yeah, and what we've seen is that some of these homes, like some of these comps here that are in excellent condition, they really fetch top dollar. Not only did they fetch top dollar, like this one, 2285 Buckingham, it was listed for $1 million. You know, it's a little bit bigger than our subject, but it's listed for $1 million. It sold actually above list price within 16 days. And if you go take a look at that one online, you know, the inside is just gorgeous. Same thing with, I think, Prometheus Court. It's also in excellent condition, a little bit bigger than our subject, right around the same age. It was listed for $899, and then it sold for $870 within 6 days. And I think we were talking about this one earlier, is that with a little bit more updating, this one may have even fetched a higher price.
Yes, for sure. I think with a little bit more updating, that one would have fetched a higher price for the seller and that property there. And like you said, it sold in 6 days, and that's phenomenal for that price. From that dollar point to sell in 6 days is really, really a good sign. But that neighborhood, has a lot to do with it also behind the big private guard gate. It's not just a gated community, it's a big guard gated community.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. Yeah, and so, one of the things I think investors are worried about when they're going into a lot of fix and flips is, how many days on the market am I going to be looking at here? And what we've been able to correlate here is when you have a property that's in really great condition in this neighborhood, in this gated neighborhood, the days on the market just goes down dramatically. But even in average condition, and even as a fixer, this was on the market 58 days, and this is one of the lower comps, but even so it needed probably a new kitchen, new bathrooms, new updating, and we were estimating just to do that in the subject property was around 30 to 50,000. I want to talk about that in just a minute. But I mean, if we take a look at this deal, it was on a little less than 2 months and still it sold for 668.9.
Yes, exactly. And that by itself goes to show what the community is doing and how hot the community is. And it's a it's a community that if and a couple of agents and myself we talk and we laugh about it, because if you don't know the community and where you're going, you'll drive right by this community and you'll veer over to the right. If you're just happening to see a big guard gate, you'll veer over to the right and you'll go in to the community there and just be blown away with the houses and just the landscaping and the manicure of the trees and just everything. It's really a beautiful location, beautiful community.
Yeah, it's exclusive. And I think people also probably aren't aware of the fact that there's, a lot of these homes are bordering just million plus properties all around there. So, even the smallest property in this area is getting pushed up by the values surrounding it. So it's a case of being just in the right neighborhood at the right time. Um, and I think this is a current listing that's, we didn't put a whole lot of listings on here. We wanted to just put comps, but this is another listing that's nearby. This is a 5 bedroom, 3 bath. This one's a little bit bigger, but it's listed at 874.9. And I think there's several listings in there that are way above that. So, but basically we just wanted to show like what the most recent comps were, and then, how we are getting at this estimated ARV of 819. You can see that even some of the properties as fixers, we're fetching a great price, and definitely with some fix up to excellent condition, we're fetching a much higher price. So we think it's kind of a hidden gem right there in that neighborhood. Now the acquisition cost we had it at 579. What were we thinking? You walked through the property, Charles. What were you thinking was probably some things we'd want to update there that would include like 30 to 50? Like what would the breakdown on that be?
We would have to go in and we start off with update. We would have to paint the home, paint the inside of it, put some wood floors in there. We would redo the kitchen, cabinets, counters, flooring, redo the kitchens, and then the bathrooms, the master bathroom, it would need some redoing also. Maybe we would have to do the flooring in there, and then the counters, and new tubs, new toilets. And this home is really unique. It has his and hers own separate toilets, where you go in one in the bathroom, you go to the left, there's a woman's toilet, you go to the right, there's a men's toilet, in separate different rooms that separate it. And that was pretty nice about this also. We would have to go ahead and do that. We would also have to, there's a little plank where you would do some wrought iron, not big, not a lot at all. We'd spend probably $1,000 in getting the wrought iron put into the home where they had the woods going up to the second level. And that's about it with that home. But I think basically just a nice paint job, nice wood floors, redo the kitchen, redo the master bathroom, and the house will, it would be a whole different house. It would speak for itself. The backyard's in pretty good shape with the pool and everything. Looks really good back there.
Awesome. Yeah, I know that we were talking about, there was an agent who actually all he does is Green Valley in there, and he was saying that with minimal updating, I think, we're paraphrasing him, but he was saying conservatively it was a quick sale at 779 and fetching a price of 819 or more once fully updated. So I think we were,
Correct.
he's looking at all the comps in there, what's going on in the market lately, and we are seeing that, especially some of the recent activity. And so what we came up with was, depending on how much you want to spend on the repairs, and we're saying 30 to 50, there's a local crew available. If you want to find out more about that, give me a call and I'll hook you up with that. So, that's like an investor's dream. You can even be out of state and work this deal. We were looking at the repair costs between 30 and 50, depending, I think, on the quality and how many things that you do in there. But either way you run the numbers, we're looking at what I'm estimating here, 185 to 206 net profit after repair value, a 31 to 35% cash on cash return, and just a crazy ROI. When you look at the ROI, it's like 374 to 428%. And so, it looks, on paper, it looks fantastic, but then when you look at the comps, the property really shows that it's got the potential here to make a great profit. So anyway, if you're interested in finding out more about this property or just connecting with our network, you can give me a call at 800-217-5317. Just dial extension 702 and ask for Robert. And Charles, I just want to thank you so much for getting on with us this morning and showing us this gem in this beautiful neighborhood. I really appreciate your time.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Charles. Bye, everyone. Talk to you soon.